Ever wondered why lions don't play cards in the jungle? It's because there are too many cheetahs. Now, while this may seem like a bit of a joke, it's a fun way to introduce our topic for today. The king of the jungle, the lion. Lions, as many of us know, reside predominantly in the African savannas, not the jungle. They prefer open grasslands where they can keep an eye on their territory and spot potential meals. But let's not let geographical accuracy get in the way of a good punchline, shall we? Speaking of meals, did you know that lions are not the most efficient hunters? Yes, you heard it right. Lions only succeed in their hunts about 1 in 4 times. Perhaps they are too busy keeping an eye out for those card-playing cheetahs. But don't let this fact fool you into thinking lions are any less formidable. They are known for their strength and are highly social animals, living in groups known as prides. A typical pride consists of around 15 lions, including several adult males, related females, and cubs. This social structure is pretty unique among big cats and speaks volumes about their cooperative nature. The males, recognizable by their majestic manes, are primarily responsible for defending the pride's territory. Meanwhile, the females are the primary hunters, working in teams to chase and bring down prey. It's a bit like a game of cards, isn't it? Everyone has their role to play, their strengths to bring to the table. And while we're on the topic of hunting, let's dispel another myth. Lions do not, in fact, prefer to hunt at night. They are actually crepuscular, which means they are most active during dawn and dusk. So if you're planning a safari, those would be the best times to catch a glimpse of these magnificent creatures. So, if you ever find yourself in a game of poker in the jungle, remember to watch out for those cheetahs, or you might find yourself in a lion's den. And with that, we'll wrap up our introduction to lions. Stay tuned for more fascinating insights into the life of the king of the jungle. You know what a lion calls a gazelle? Fast food. Now let's talk about the lion's diet. You see, these majestic beasts are obligate carnivores. That's a fancy way of saying they have a meat-only menu. The lion's diet is a no-vegetable zone. No salads, no side dishes, just the main course, which usually comes in the form of a nice, juicy wildebeest or a speedy gazelle. But catching these fast food items is no walk in the park. Oh no, it's more like a high-speed chase on the open plains of the African savanna. Lions are strategic hunters. They don't just rush in with claws bared and teeth gnashing. They're more like the chess players of the animal kingdom. They plan their moves, coordinate with the team, and strike at the perfect moment. And let's not forget about the lionesses. These ladies are the true hunters in the pride. The males? Well, they're more like the muscle, stepping in when the prey is particularly large or aggressive. But generally, it's the females who bring home the bacon, or in this case, the gazelle. Now you might be thinking, do lions ever go for something a little more gourmet? Well, lions aren't exactly picky eaters, they'll take what they can get, but they do have their preferences. Wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles are usually at the top of their menu. But when times are tough, they're not above going for smaller prey like birds or rodents. And how about a little lion dietary trivia? Did you know that a single lion can consume up to 75 pounds of meat in one sitting? That's like eating over 250 hamburgers at once. Talk about a big appetite. But remember, while we can joke about it, life in the wild is a constant struggle for survival. Every meal is hard-earned, every hunt a matter of life and death. So next time you're enjoying your meal, just be thankful you're not a gazelle. It's a tough world out there in the savannah. What does a lion say to his friends before they go out hunting? Let's go out for a bite. Now that's not entirely accurate, but it's a fun way to introduce our topic for today. The roaring voice of the king of the jungle. You see, a lion's roar is so much more than just a sound. It's a language, a warning, an invitation, and a declaration all rolled into one. Picture this, you're a lion, and you've got a huge territory to manage. It's not easy being king, right? You can't just send a group text to your lion buddies saying, hey, this is my turf. So what do? You let out a roar that can be heard up to 5 miles away. That's like shouting from one end of Manhattan to the other. Impressive, isn't it? But here's where it gets interesting. Male and female lions have different roars. Males have a deeper, more robust roar, kind of like the Barry White of the animal kingdom. They use these bass-heavy bellows to mark their territory and keep rivals at bay. Hey, this is my turf and I've got the vocals to prove it. On the other hand, female lions or lionesses have a slightly higher-pitched roar. It's still powerful, but with a softer edge, like Adele belting out a power ballad. Lionesses use their voices to communicate with their pride, especially when it's time to rally the troops for a hunt. All right, ladies, it's dinner time, let's get this buffalo. So, a lion's roar isn't just noise, it's a complex form of communication, layered with meaning and purpose. And it's one of the many ways that these majestic creatures command respect and maintain order in the wild. And who knows, maybe the next time you hear a lion's roar, you'll listen a bit more closely. Maybe you'll pick up on the subtle nuances in their tone and rhythm. Maybe you'll even understand a little bit of their language. So, if you ever hear a lion's roar, just remember, they might just be asking their friends out for dinner. What did the lioness say to the lion on their date? "I'm not lying when I say I love you." Well folks, the animal kingdom sure has its quirks, and the dating scene among lions is no exception. You see, in the world of lions, it's not dinner and a movie. It's more like, hey, I've got a great mane and I can protect our cubs. When it comes to choosing a mate, lionesses are all about the mane attraction. A thick, dark mane is a sign of a healthy lion, and lionesses find this irresistible. It's like the lion version of a snazzy sports car or a pair of sparkly high heels. But instead of spending a fortune on fancy things, male lions just have to keep their manes in tip-top shape. Talk about a maintenance routine. Now, while humans may go out for a romantic dinner, lions prefer a more direct approach. A male lion will follow a female around, sometimes for days, just waiting for the right moment to make his move. It's not exactly a candlelit dinner, but in the world of lions, it's pretty darn romantic. Once the lion and lioness form a pair, they become the king and queen of their pride. They share responsibilities like hunting and taking care of their cubs. It's a bit like a royal family, but with more fur and less tea. But here's the real kicker. Lions are the only cats that live in large groups, or prides. A pride can have up to 30 members, with a few adult males, a bunch of females, and their cubs. It's like one big, happy, roaring family. And did you know that lionesses do most of the hunting? That's right. While the males are busy protecting the pride and flaunting their manes, the females bring home the bacon, or in this case, the antelope. So, lion love might not be the fairy tale we're used to, but hey, at least they're not lying about their feelings. What do you call a lion who has eaten your mother's sister? An anteater. Let's dive back into our roaring recap, shall we? We started our journey with a hearty chuckle, wondering why lions don't play cards in the jungle. Well, the answer was pretty simple. Too many cheetahs. A little humor to kick things off and set the tone for our wild adventure. Next, we sank our teeth into the main course, delving into the importance of a lion's mane. We learned that these majestic headgear are not just for show, but they serve as a symbol of strength and maturity. And let's not forget, they help in wooing the ladies too. Talk about wearing your heart on your mane. Then, we heard the lion's voice. A roar that can be heard up to 5 miles away. It's not just a sound, it's a statement. A proclamation of power, a call to arms, and even a dinner bell. When a lion roars, you listen, preferably from a safe distance. Moving on, we were captivated by the main attraction, exploring the social dynamics within a pride. We discovered that lions are the most social of all big cats, living in groups where everyone has a role to play. From hunting to raising cubs, it's all about teamwork in a lion's world. Throughout our journey, we've used humor and wordplay to shed light on the unique characteristics of lions and their role in the ecosystem. These majestic creatures aren't just the kings and queens of the jungle, they're an integral part of the biodiversity that makes our planet so incredibly diverse and beautiful. So we've had a few laughs, learned some amazing lion facts, and hopefully gained a newfound appreciation for these magnificent beasts. Remember, there's more to lions than meets the eye. They're not just symbols of power and courage, they're also mothers, fathers, hunters, and protectors. So there you have it. Lions may not be the best card players, but they sure know how to have a roaring good time in the jungle.